Hello friends, my name is Pastor Alyssa and welcome to our Carols with the Pastors series. Today I am going to share with you about the first Noel, and then Aimee and John will join in and we have an opportunity to sing that carol together. The first Noel is one of the oldest carols. It was first printed in 1833. But the carol goes back at least 300 years before that. And this was a time when there were few Bibles written in circulation, and the everyday person did not have access to written scripture and would learn the scriptures by listening to and hearing the teachings of the scriptures. And the author of the first Noel is unknown, but because of their literary structure, it can be assumed that they were an everyday person and would have learned scriptures through hearing them taught to them. There are a couple of differences from the scriptures to the carol, and as we sing that together, I invite you to listen for that difference. The Bible mentions that the wise men followed the star, but in the carol you'll hear that both the shepherds and the wise men followed the star. And so some of that can be, I feel like, attributed to the fact that whoever wrote the carol is just hearing the stories, and so absorbing every last detail can be hard when you can't go back and make reference to something like we can today. We can just open our Bibles and go to the passage and look it up, but that wasn't the case in this time and place. So like the scriptures, this carol was passed by people hearing it told to them. And in England, this carol became part of a tradition that the people did every year called the Yule log tradition. And when they would light their Yule log, they would sing this carol together. And so the first Noel was a Christmas carol that was sung by the everyday person as they lit their Yule log and started the Christmas season. So the song symbolized the start of the Christmas season. For the first 300 years, the song was passed from generation to generation, sharing in singing this carol together. And I really enjoy that because I think every year we sing carols together, and we wouldn't be singing a lot of the carols we have today if they hadn't been passed from generation to generation. And this Christmas carol, sharing the first Noel, Noel meaning a joyful shout expressing the exhilaration at the birth of Christ. Like, what better way to start the Christmas season? And so for whatever its flaws may be and whatever may be lost in translation from scripture to carol and the telling of this birth story, it is really meaningful to me to know that the start of the Christmas season is centered on Christ, and that we sing this song together to be excited and joyful about the birth of Jesus. And so as you sing this song today, may you be reminded that the birth of Jesus is good and great and joyful, and that we can be grateful for all that Jesus's birth brings to our life, and we can sing this with joyful exuberance together. So let us join in singing the first Noel.